Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our Zen Zoom Lunar Eclipse edition with my beautiful co-host, Dana Mrkich.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Pete. Thank you.
So really excited to really tune in tonight with what's going on in the energies, bringing in for this lunar eclipse in Taurus. So it's very interesting as far as what I'm feeling, very intense energies. How about you, Donna?
Look, they've been very intense energies for me for a few weeks now leading up to it. I think that Uranus comes in like a Mack truck and there's a lot of activity opposing Uranus as well as the lunar eclipse activity. So I think for a few weeks now, it's been, quite a ride.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, just having people join on. So just welcome. And so everyone watching on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that, or watching the replay, welcome to everybody. So what I've done as well is I did a bit of a card shuffle of the beautiful Rebecca Campbell's deck. So I've got the Work Your Light Oracle. Oh my goodness, my light's very bright. Can't really see it, but anyhow, I will bring up the share screen arrangement so that you guys can all see, because it's very interesting what's going on in those energies. If it'll work for me. There we go. And share. So yeah, I found this really interesting because what I've been feeling is quite a lot of downloads coming in. And working with that Taurus vibration is very earthy, is very much about the physical vessel as well. So having that self-care and just remembering to just really take care of like having a break. So you see, take a break in the middle there is just reminding us to rest as well. So have you been finding the physical level as well, Donna?
You know, as I said, I had a few weeks there. So it was kind of the week before the new moon. There was the new moon in Scorpio, which was, I'm just trying to remember, opposite Uranus. And the whole week leading up to that, which was now 2 weeks ago, was the new moon. And the week leading up to that, I was just feeling more and more and more like I was saying earlier before we started recording, my hand was in an electric socket because Uranus is that very erratic energy, and a lot was going on in our life here. I'm in Sydney. The teacher mandates were coming in, that was affecting us and people we know and our school and lots of things like that. So it was just a very intense energy. What I did do though for self-care, so last Friday I took myself off and had a massage, which, this beautiful, wonderful healer lady, she gave me a massage. It ended up to be a sound healing. I feel like I walked in there almost Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. And I feel like she just put me back together again. And I just really feel like, for those of us who are in any sort of role where we're helping people at this time and, on whatever level, we sometimes can forget to take that time to really reach out and for our own selves to get that self-care or that healing. I'm quite good with my general day-to-day self-care. Like I do my walks, I make sure I eat well. I know my journal is at arm's length if I need it. So I'm okay with that. But it got to the point where I thought, well, I need to be on a mechanic hoist for a little bit here. Otherwise, how am I going to help anyone or give anything to anyone? So I really love that this spread for you is focused on self-care. I think it's a really good reminder for all of us to make sure that we look after ourselves. And just on that note, I'm just getting a little message with this lunar eclipse in Taurus that, anywhere where we maybe haven't been looking after ourselves in whatever way, whether that's physically, mentally, emotional, with our boundaries, what are we letting in, what aren't we, I think might be highlighted to us around this time, around actually the whole November, but particularly leading up to the lunar eclipse.
Exactly. It's very interesting. You're talking about boundaries as well. It's like what I really got to is like, what do we want to say no to? What are we ready to cut the cords with, release? You know, what's of the old stories? So I feel very much at the moment that, you know, we've been talking about the divergent timelines, you know, old timeline, new timeline, and which one are we on? And so very much, you know, we get to choose now to be fully on that positive timeline for ourselves. And I think that that is part of self-care, is to recognize activities, people, whatever it might be, even habits of our own that are not serving our higher frequency on our positive timeline as well.
Yeah, and something came to me so strongly the other day, and I know this, and I think I've thought it before, said it before, but it was just so clear when, you know, a lot of people ask which timeline's going to win out, right? Or when are we going to enter the new timeline? And just so clearly, and again, I've got this message before, but you know how things come, sometimes clearer than ever. And it said, well, we are all, or every single one of us, every single 7 billion of us, we are choosing the new timeline. We are creating the new timeline. And everything that I do that's in alignment with the new timeline, okay, I'm one piece. Everything that you do that's in alignment with the new timeline, that's another piece. And stack. And eventually, as more and more of us get on this new timeline, and that's how the new timeline is being created. It's not kind of just gonna land, you know, and we're like, yay, new timeline's here. Like I actually have to, you know, put my hand up and say, okay, I'm being the new timeline, you're being the new timeline. Mm-hmm. And you know, there's that movie from whenever it was, Spartacus, and they all said, I'm Spartacus. And I think, yeah, we all have to just be like, I'm the new timeline. And that's how we're getting on the new timeline.
Absolutely. And I kind of feel like the downloads that we're getting of this new energy is all to anchor in the vibration, the frequency of the new timeline, of the new earth, essentially. And so that we can be in that space, one, to hold that vibration for ourselves, but secondly, to be that mirror, to be that, you know, validator for others as well, to go, yes, I see you in your new higher frequency. And so looking at this like sisterhood of the rose, you know, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher, you know, that we all get to be that for each other. We get to all be that and have that, you know, receive that energy of having all of that goodness of people that support as well, and that are plugged into, you know, similar channels and energies, including that of Mother Earth Gaia as well.
Yeah, and that's very Venus. That's a very Venus-y card for me. Just looking at that, and I don't know if now's a good time or not, but you know, as we were talking about the lunar eclipse in Taurus, and you mentioned Lady Venus, and there's the Venus retrograde coming up, so that starts on December 19, and that goes for 40 days. She goes, you know, retrograde 40 days, 40 nights, but she already will be starting to move into her shadow. If not now, any moment now, she'll be moving into her shadow phase, which means that we're already starting to be in this very introspective Venus journey of reflecting on ourselves, on our feminine, regardless of our gender. How are we doing with our Venus energy? How are we doing with our self-love, our self-worth, our self-care, and all those Venusian energies actually of love and care and non-judgment and compassion for everybody, the community, but really actually starting with ourselves first, not in a selfish way, but in a oxygen mask on yourself first way, before we can then go onto another. And I'm just getting a little message also, bringing it back to the lunar eclipse. We've got Mars, which is opposing this lunar eclipse, and Mars, you know, like all the planets have two sides. So Mars is often associated with anger, but really Mars is just angry when our needs are not being met. Again, the word boundaries, right? So if our boundaries are being crossed, if we're not being valued, and all of those things are Venus things. So we've got a little bit of a Mars-Venus meeting, this lunar eclipse with Taurus. Taurus is Venus and Mars. And so if you do find yourself feeling a little bit angry, or you're having your rage triggered, ask yourself, okay, what needs do I have that maybe I'm not expressing? Where is my value not being seen? Am I not seeing my self-value? Am I not acknowledging my worth? And then, you know, do I need to express something? And you might find that that might be a theme that you can work on when Venus does her full 40 days of Venus retrograde from December 19. That might be a good theme to really explore in that period.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's so good that you brought in that Venus retrograde. And in between as well, we've got the solar eclipse coming up on the 4th of December in Sagittarius. So I feel like there's so much going on in this whole transformation energy. So, you know, saying in here, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. I kind of feel like, you know, it's the tadpole turning into the frog, but they've never had a frog come and say, hey, dude, at some point you're going to start growing little legs, and then at some point you're going to turn into this really attractive frog like me. The tadpole just starts growing little nubby bits and is like, what's happening to me, you know? So many of us, like, we're feeling different, we're upgraded, things have changed, we've gone into that revolving door, and, you know, we're sort of like going to come out the other side, you know, whether in December after these two eclipses, the lunar and the solar one, or whether at the end of the Venus retrograde period, or three, you know, probably other things happening in there as well, that it's like at some point we're going to come out and go, I am like the most rockin' hot frog right now. Like, but in the meantime, like, I'm not really sure what's happening, but just know and trust, like, the universe has your back. This is all part of the divine plan. This is all upgrading you so that you can be ready for, you know, everything that's going to happen in 2022 and beyond as well, as far as, you know, preparing you for the new earth and your part in it, you know. So that's why I find journaling and all that kind of stuff so helpful. What do I need to know today that I can, you know, navigate whatever's kind of happening and transpiring? And going back to your Mars Venus thing as well, about this week in particular, try not to get triggered by other people's stuff. There might be quite intense things going on in the field. And so it's just about remembering our meditation practice and staying calm and not getting pulled into drama as much as we possibly can.
Yeah. Good advice, Peter.
So then we've got the beautiful Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. You know, it's like just to give us that reassurance. It's happening. It's okay. You know, the future is happening.
And I've always had that message, and I know you have, but I'm getting it so strongly lately, even just the last few days. It's happening. Like, it is a done deal. It's happening. I know a lot of people are worried about that it's not happening, but you know, you can see it all around, the olds crumbling and the news being born right in front of our eyes.
Exactly. And I think, you know, sometimes, you know, we thought we were playing chess, but we're actually playing, you know, like one of those like Ninja Warrior shows or something. It's like actually what we thought life was or what it was all about is totally not it. And so I think if we're able to go within and tune in with what is our part of the new earth, then we're going to be ready. We're not just going to be sitting there trying to play the same old game when it's kind of already outdated and, you know, outmoded. It's time for the new, you know.
Yeah.
So then I had these cards, so I thought it was beautiful, the Mother, Father, God energy. I think we've got to remember, you know, the power of God, and the universe has got our back, you know, and to really trust in it. I think with everything that's kind of gone on this last, you know, 2 years, let's say, that we could say, you know, it hasn't kind of unfolded how we would have expected or how we would have liked. But at the same time, it's really activated us in terms of, you know, what is coming next. And so to have, like, build our faith, I think, and build our hope for, you know, a better tomorrow and a better future.
Yeah. I love that card. That's beautiful.
Mm.
And it also speaks of the sun, because we're now in a solar maximum cycle, and that's only going to increase over the next couple of years. The solar maximum won't peak until 2024, at least. It might be 2025, but 2024 at the earliest. So the sun, I always find, it's kind of an activator, and it's doing its thing. It's doing its good zhuzh. It's activating us all. So when sometimes things feel overwhelming and certain, of the old are a little bit loud, it's kind of really powerful to just remember actually who and what's really in charge here, as in the bigger picture, the bigger cosmos, what the sun's activating in us all, what the earth is helping us all with. And there are much bigger forces at work here that are helping us all as souls and as humans. And those things kind of, back to the chess analogy, they trump the sun trumps the kind of little 3D politicians and things like that.
Exactly. And really what it's all about is this global human awakening.
Yeah.
Whatever other stuff's going on in the 3D world, as much as some of it definitely can impact us, but it's like, if we remember that we are part of the global human awakening, then we're like, well, what part of me needs to wake up? What part of me is already awakening, and it's not about like, you've got to wake up, sister. It's more like, whoa, there's parts of me. And like I was getting very much with this Lady Venus energy coming into this lunar eclipse, that our heart energies are being awakened as well and activated to a whole new level. And, I think when you do wake up to more of your soul energy and heart energy and things like that, we're like, I didn't know that it wasn't already awake. It's like, really are going to be, I think, as much as the shifts and changes can feel a bit weird as they're happening, or taxing on our physical body, a bit tiring or what have you, that actually it's really beautiful, and it feels really good to have more of yourself available, let's say.
Yeah.
So in that, signs and reminders, you will be getting those, that you are on track, that you are aligned, your 444s and your 1111s, or whatever your things are. Like, certainly feathers are one of mine. White feathers is how God's angels talk to me, and love hearts. So whatever yours is, just really, just have that gratitude for the signs of alignment that you're receiving, because, you really need that reassurance sometimes, that pat on the back. And I think that's part of it too. It's like, you've been doing a lot, even if you haven't been doing heaps in the 3D world. We've been all doing a lot with taking in a lot of energy and integrating and growing.
Yeah. And on that note of signs, I feel like someone who's watching this later might need to hear this. People often ask, what does such and such mean? What does it mean to see a feather? Or what does it mean to see 1111? And it's really, what does it mean for you? So everybody has sometimes a sign that for them, when they see that means, oh, I'm on the right track. So for a lot of people, that's 1111. For you, it might be a whole other set of numbers. I've got a whole other set of numbers, and I just see them like all the time. And even I remembered recently that even my school bus when I was little, was those particular numbers. And so it's whatever it means for you, and whatever signs are your special signs, just trust. I think sometimes the mind can get in the way with people, and they think, oh, is that really a sign? Am I making it up? But the same part of your brain that is imagination, and you think you're making things up, that same part of the brain is your intuition, and it's your higher consciousness. So just trust what you feel, trust what you feel a sign is for you, trust if you're journaling and getting all this divine guidance coming through, just trust that. Because I hear from a lot of people, oh, I feel like I'm making it up. But the more that you not even blind trust, hey Peter, just the more that we I guess follow our own instinct, and the more we realize, oh, actually I followed my instinct, and oh, okay, it did send me in a good way. You know, it did give me a little bit of a heads up. It did say wrong way, go back. And I listen. The more that we, experience our own intuition and guidance, that's what I want you to trust, not blind trust, but trust your own experience.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I was getting downloads about this earlier on the beach, is about, God is real. These signs are real. And I think sometimes we think that it's like just being made up or it's a bit woo or whatever. Like, I feel like at the moment, these signs and reminders, that God, Goddess, Source Energy is really giving us very palpable, very tangible signs and synchronicities. And also here in the subconscious, we've got intuition and downloads, that's coming through in a very kind of instinctual way. You said, about instinct, that we can trust, and I think we're learning to trust ourselves more and to have confidence in ourselves, have confidence in life, have confidence that the universe has our back, and that what we know to be true is actually true for us, even if other people might say, well, I don't see how that could work, or things like that, that we just kind of like have that. It isn't blind faith, it's just a real deep knowingness. Yeah. And that it becomes very real for us,
Yeah, that's the word, a deep knowingness.
Yeah, and so opportunity and change, if things have been feeling like stagnant or same or what have you. I mean, maybe it's been feeling too chaotic and changey, I'm not sure, but like, is to say that, good things are coming. Like, this is a really hopeful, rainbow energy and, angelic energy as well. So. Beautiful. All right. Should we go into the meditation?
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm just going to record on my phone as well, the audio, because sometimes the audio isn't great on the recording, and I did one time sound like a cyborg, so let's go with not cyborg. All right, so as I said before, I know we've had a couple people jump on. This is just for when you're able to relax completely with your eyes closed, no driving for this one, no operating machinery. So if you are driving and you're listening to this recording, pause now and come back to when you can completely relax, okay? Beautiful. So everyone just getting really nice and settled. Just tuning into the rhythm of your breathing, and allow that breath to completely relax you and cleanse you. Feeling that beautiful waterfall of light coming in through the top of your head, coming in through from God, Goddess, Source Energy. Going inside, washing you like as if you are a beautiful vase, but also cleansing your outside, washing your head, your face, your neck, at the same time as filling your toes, your feet with this beautiful divine liquidy light coming in through from the divine. And as you continue to fill with this divine light, you become aware of a beautiful force field of loving energy, like a sphere of light around you, in the most beautiful rainbow colors. As the warm liquidy light continues to fill your calves, your knees, gently soothing, warming, calming your entire body, your nervous system, your muscles, just soothing now. Your thighs, your pelvis, all of your internal organs filling up with the divine God, Goddess, Source, loving energy, reminding you that you are a divine child of God, of the universe. That's right. Just completely releasing any tension or any concern that you may have had, any pain in your body or holding on just melts away now. Filling your entire skeleton with loving light. Your chest and tummy, your shoulders just relaxing now as your hands, forearms, elbows, and upper arms all fill with this divine light, and you are bathed and cleansed inside and out as you tune in with the divine energy of the force field around you, and recognizing that this is made up from God's angelic energy, so seraphim angels, the energies of Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and you are completely safe and completely relaxed in this beautiful, supportive, divine energy, and you begin to float upwards in this divine sphere of light, and you are able to see the beautiful natural setting below as you float higher and higher, going up to the heavenly realms, to the angelic realm. The angels support you as you float upwards and then arrive at the most beautiful archangelic and angelic realm, filled with the most divine energies, like the most beautiful place that you can possibly imagine. Natural setting with many giant crystals, and yet still a breeze that is both cleansing and soothing, but also energizing, like the winds of change. And beautiful solar energy still coming in, like divine light directly from the Godhead, that gently warms the top of your head as you walk, feeling the beautiful crystalline energies beneath your feet. And you are escorted by Archangel Michael through to a vista with the most amazing lake that you have ever seen, with golden energies that sparkle, and it is so still, so calm, but at the same time you sense a beautiful energy coming from this water, this golden water with beautiful rainbow lights that come from the beautiful crystals that line the bottom of the lake. And as you begin to prepare to go into the lake, as it draws you in, and you know it's just going to take away any problems you felt you might have had, but also to download you with divine energies. And Lady Venus appears above the lake. Her energy is so beautiful, so divine and magical, so feminine, so healing. And you enter the water, and as you do, you feel like you are the most you that you have ever felt, as you completely immerse yourself in these divine waters. And just allowing any of the old stories, concerns, problems just to melt into these golden rainbow waters now. And as you reach Lady Venus, she is in the water with you, and she holds your hands and looks into your eyes and transmits the most beautiful energies, reminding you, one, how beautiful you are as a soul, as a human, how special and loved you are, and what a special divine mission that you have on earth. You may wish to be held in her arms as she brings through the most beautiful energies, just to let you know that you are on track, that you have done very well. She wants to really thank you for all that you have been doing and receiving in the way of light, the changes you have been making, and to really mirror and validate how wonderful you are just for being you. And then you just want to float on the water and just receive as she just floats next to you. You just relax and feel the divine sunbeams. And at the same time, beautiful moonbeams as well, as the two both in the sky at once in this place, reminding you that you are the night and the day, and just receiving downloads about your part in this divine plan, in this new earth. And I'll leave you now for a moment just to bathe in these energies.
And now, as you're floating in this beautiful golden rainbow waters, and you're feeling cleansed and cleared, and such a deep peace, and feeling more you than you've ever felt. And Lady Venus is there, holding you if you need to be held, loving you if you need to be loved. And imagine that you're being guided now before your journey back to Earth, to really fill yourself up with these golden waters on every level, as if you are taking the energy of these beautiful golden rainbow waters with you, going soon back to Earth, knowing that you have a special, beautiful job and a special, beautiful role. And these beautiful golden rainbow waters that are completely imbued with your essence, they are your special, authentic you essence waters. And so this is the time to drink it all in, and drink it all in on every level, so that when you come back to Earth, this energy and essence is in you. So feel yourself now while you're still in the waters, breathing it in to your physical body, to your cells, to all of your organs, breathing it in. Breathing it into your very DNA, and feeling yourself breathing it in to your mental body, so that your mind is clear, so that your thoughts, your ideas, your inspirations are all coming from the essence of these waters. And then breathe these waters into your emotional body, so that your feelings, your emotions are in harmony with grace and love and peace and understanding. So that you can see through the lens of those pure emotions, so you can act from the space of those pure emotions. And breathing in these waters to your spiritual body, to your energetic body that is always with you and that is holding all the other levels and layers of you while you are on Earth. And just as if when you're filling up your petrol tank or gas tank, imagine that you're breathing in these beautiful golden rainbow waters into all of your energy centers now, your chakras, so that your red base chakra energy center drinks up all that you need, so that when you return to Earth, you have stability, security, a feeling of safety, that you have all that you need on a physical, tangible, material level, that you are provided for, that you are protected, that you are abundant in a good way. I am safe. And breathing in these waters, your true essence, on your orange sacral level. Breathing it in for your inner child that's there, for your feminine energy that's there, for your senses, the part of you that feels pleasure, that can see, hear, touch, taste, smell, the beauty that's in life. breathe in your natural essence so that you always remember to feel joy and to pursue creativity so that you can express the energy of your true essence, the energy of these golden rainbow waters, so that you can express that in real ways when you go back to Earth. And breathing it into your yellow solar plexus, your power center, the you that is behind the wheel of your car, so that you always come from a place of centeredness, empowerment, and that deep inner knowing that regardless of what others might be saying or doing around you, where others may be going, they have their own cars and you have yours, so that you have this deep inner knowing, because you know that your knowing is directly connected to your waters, to your essence. And moving up to your heart, breathing these beautiful waters in your heart, and Lady Venus might pay special attention there to you or to any of your energy centers. If any of them are needing extra special support, she's there to help cleanse, to help purify, to help upgrade, to help fill up and fuel up with all the essence that you need and as much of your essence that you need. And moving up to your throat, filling up your throat with your essence, with these golden waters, the rainbow waters, so that everything that you say comes from that place that is your true essence, and that your true essence, that the energy of these golden rainbow waters have a voice, have a form of expression, whatever that is for you. And moving up to the third eye, asking at these waters that are in you, that they come out of you through the third eye as well, so that you are always seeing and visioning and manifesting in alignment with your waters. And finally, moving up to your crown. This is your connection to this realm. This is your connection to this space, along with your heart. So that you actually know that the real truth is that this place is always within you, it is around you, and you are connected to it at all times. Whenever you need to be reminded of that connection, you can close your eyes. You can feel it in your heart. You can see it with your soul. You can connect with it. And just taking a few last deep breaths in of this beautiful lake, this beautiful space, this beautiful place of peace, these beautiful golden rainbow waters, knowing that these are your waters. This is your essence, and you can come here anytime to refill and refuel or cleanse, let go of anything you need to let go of, knowing that this beautiful river is always moving and transforming and transmuting. And giving thanks to Lady Venus here today. And if you like, if you wish, you can invite her to be with you during not only the eclipse, but her 40 days journey that's upcoming, so that whatever you're able to experience in that special time, you can in a good way. Asking that you embody your essence more and more and more every day in good ways. So taking a deep breath in and out. Feel yourself moving through the realms now, moving back into this earth space, moving back so that you can feel your physical body. Remembering that really this lake, these rainbow waters, this golden rainbow, your essence is with you and inside you and around you. And you've brought it here. And it is part of the new earth. It is part of the new you, which is ultimately actually the real you, the true you. And as you start to feel yourself back in the room, start to maybe feel that which you're sitting on, start to feel your breath going in and out of your top lip, giving thanks for this beautiful journey that you've been on, feeling yourself filled and surrounded by you, your authentic essence, your beautiful golden rainbow waters. Breathing in and out. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes.
That was beautiful. I was right there, almost didn't come back to finish off the Zoom call.
Thank you for starting it off. And everyone, we decided earlier we'll do a tag team, and I love where you led us, and I was so there, and it was just really beautiful to then be able to do that second half. And I'm like you, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wanted to stay there a little bit, but that we're still, it's here.
Yeah, totally. I was totally drinking that in.
Yeah.
And we'll have the recording as well, because I feel like these upgrades and energies, and even like the releasing part as well, is very important, just to continue to manage our energies as we go through all of this, November, December, and then, as you said, the Venus retrograde energies. And Lady Venus is a beautiful energy to work with as well. And just like you said in there as well, reminding you of the importance of things like art and beauty and time, and even like dinners and food, and to have that real reverence for all of those beautiful earthly things.
Yes,
with the magic combined in with it, and the divine feminine, that nurturing energy too.
Yeah, well, I think something that's really been helping me through this time, through the last couple of years, is all that the beautiful nurturing Venusian physical stuff. So things like, for me, cooking, baking, I help Jackson with his craft, you know, doing things that are very, you know, tangible and feel good, and, you know, walks in nature, going to the beach. Those are the sorts of things that have been helping me a lot. You know, what is in our physical world that is beautiful that we can focus on, and there's a lot that we can, and it's usually the simplest things. So, you know, I was saying earlier today, whatever your grandparents, you know, might have been doing, you know, you're of a nighttime, you know, back in the day before screens and devices and TVs, you know, your grandma might have been there crocheting or knitting. So those sorts of things can be the most calming things, because they take us back to just simplicity, and they're also really natural tools for things like mindfulness. So, you know, sometimes people have a hard time meditating, but you don't have to meditate in the traditional, you know, form of meditating. You can just be, yeah, doing some knitting or embroidery or gardening or whatever lights you up.
Yeah,
Dancing.
I do. Yeah, I do. Like, it's kind of almost abstract doodles with like loads of different metallic colored nickos. And, you know, I'll just sit there and just doodle for like hours. And, you know, it's quite, I think, beautiful at the end of it. But I'm just like really just having a good time. And then collage is my other thing as well. I love getting all beautiful papers and creating like ones like above there with the moon. It's a bit hard to see,
but I've got one of your collages in my bedroom still.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was that again? Trying to remember.
You created a beautiful beautiful orangey lady. I'll put myself on mute and call Jackson over in a minute. He can grab it.
Oh, cool. That's so cool. I love it. Yeah, so I just, feel that all of that stuff, just taking that time to be in the no time, to be in flow states, like you said, mindfulness is going to be really good for our nervous systems. And that if we have that really calm, and even just our inner narrator to be just telling yourself, I'm calm, I'm good. That doesn't have to matter. It is what it is. You know, all these things that I say to myself as well, just so that even if something does seem really big and dramatic, that I'm not making it more big and more dramatic with my inner narrator that's like an overzealous newsreader. It's going to hell in a handbasket. It's like, no, it's all good. I don't have to get involved in that.
Yeah. I really like what you just said there. Like, it doesn't have to matter. Like, I think so often we just kind of we get caught up in our own stories, even if we think we're not, or even if we're fairly aware. It can be easy for, you know, situation XYZ to happen, and we feel upset, angry, betrayed, worried, whatever it is. But I just really like that sentence that you said. It doesn't have to matter. We can change our, you know, our emotional response. We can change that. I like that.
Yeah, well, sometimes I just think, actually, I'm not going to even have an emotional response about it. It's almost like I'm coming now from that state of, I will just consider for a moment what I'm taking in, and then I'm going to consider, is this something I need to take action on or get involved in or process in any way, or is it just none of my business? So that has helped me a lot, because I used to think on some level I was here to save the planet, and general manager.
I used to have that problem too.
I'm sure I'm glad that I sorted that all out before the last couple of years. Can you imagine if you thought you had to save the world right now? Like, that'd be a lot of pressure. So I'm just here to do my part of like the new earth. And I think that's all any of us really need to do. You know, no one has to do it. It's not even like you have to, but I think it's a calling, and it is the thing that makes you feel the most fulfilled. And it might not be super clear yet, but I feel like these energies coming in with these eclipses is like a wild card, is like things that are going to transform us in positive ways that, you know, by maybe December, sometime, maybe Christmas, but then particularly after the Venus retrograde, what are we going into March that'll finish?
Well, Venus, does her retrograde for 40 days, 40 nights from December 19. So I guess that takes us up until about the end of January. But then once she goes direct, she has to, you know, get out of her shadow phase, which will be kind of most of February. So yeah, we might have a little bit of a new year 2.0. So we'll have the new year, and then we might have another kind of a new year feeling around end of February, beginning of March.
Yeah. So no, I think it's all just to get us ready and primed for what's coming next, and it's just about taking it one step at a time and being very compassionate towards ourselves. And that's why I love this Lady Venus energy coming in, because she's just so loving and so soft, but also really strong and powerful at the same time, you know, like a really lioness mother, you know.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that has been absolutely beautiful. And so anyone on live, we'll just get you to stay on, but we'll just wrap up the YouTube and Facebook, guys. So sending you guys all so much love. I hope that you have an amazing eclipse, and as well coming into the solar eclipse on December 4th. So I'll be coming back for that episode with the beautiful Sadeshna. So in the meantime, you guys take lots of care and talk to you all soon. Mwah. Bye. Where is my end recording? There it is.